Ancestral curses, we're now looking at trauma that comes down the line and compounds. And it's interesting when the trauma is replicated, that would be cursed territory for me. Or if I see an addiction that has a really long line, so if it's alcoholism and there's alcoholics all through the line, I'm looking at who experienced the trauma and how did it pass down, and then how does the coping mechanism mask all of that, and how is it showing up in the individual. Because the reason that we go through our trauma and experience it and then heal it is for wisdom, not for wounding. The idea as we start healing, we need to go through the mental aspects of trauma, the emotional aspects of trauma, the physical aspects of trauma. This is the soul and spiritual aspects of trauma. I find if you address all of them, you get a better freedom point, better healing. And we're starting to get a good understanding of that now. Trauma can be trapped in the cells. Your body can remember it. That can be released in many different ways. Lots of books written on that now. Lots of information out there. So sometimes we need to shake it out, breathe it out, get it worked on by a physical therapist, whatever it needs to be. Mental emotional aspects are talking through it, understanding it, processing it on a mental plane. That's psychology, that's therapy, all those things. The spiritual aspect, when you're ready, is to return to the event and ask for the fragment of your soul, please. I don't ask people to go back if they're still highly activated by the event. It's probably not a good idea. We don't want to re-traumatize people. To pick, like if they're in a container of safety and they feel like they can do it, I think that's more beneficial, but a shaman's job would be to go back and get their fragments for them. So the shamanic perspective is, it's important for you to grab your own fragments from your own trauma. There might be fragments in different places that might not be quote unquote trauma. They're just breadcrumbs left for you. Usually you're on a journey and you travel back in time. This is probably the most common way. You travel back in time and you look for the version of yourself that was in that event. And you see that version of yourself and there might be a negotiation needed, right? A conversation. I'm looking for my soul fragment. Is it time for me to get it? Do you have it? Can I please have it? But I'm always there to be like, do you have anything for me? Is there anything you need to teach me? Is there any reason why you kept this? It might just be, there's a pattern showing up in me and I'm not sure what it's about. Soul retrieval is one of your checkpoints. It's just a question I ask my guides. Do I need to go on soul retrieval? Yes. Okay, where am I going? 8 years old. Okay, I'll go there. Have a look around. There she is. Hey, darling, have you... And this is a way that we can go back and get that, sometimes that last little layer. Because it might be that if you went through an event at 5 years old, but you didn't have the capacity to understand what actually happened until you were 45 years old, it's like having a conversation with that 5-year-old self now that you're at that level of awareness. And the 5-year-old self might give you this nugget of gold information that will be wisdom. Because the reason that we go through our trauma and experience it and then heal it is for wisdom, not for wounding. Don't carry the wound around you with forever and then define your life around it and then that's who you are. It is only to add pressure for wisdom. Once you get the wisdom, off you go. Live the wisdom.